Yup, you read that title correctly. After a recent update, NetherRealm Studios added brand new attacks to Mortal Kombat 1, and as a result, these two characters got much stronger. Today we're gonna look at Darius and SubZero. Starting off with Darius, because this character was already really strong, but even so, very few people used him, and if they did, it was just for this move because it extends combos. So for example, with Raiden, you could do something like this. The combo goes on for a bit longer, does more damage, and you don't have to spend more than one bar. Sadly, that's how most players used Darius, just a combo extender and that's it, which is a shame because you could also do stuff like this for big boy damage. Great way to end a lot of combos. Or if the opponent's blocking instead, you could do this route, which is completely safe on block and does a surprisingly large amount of chip damage. And then finally you had the setup, which was by far the best because you could do stuff like this and boom, full combo after a hard to block mix-up. As you can see, Darius is quite a versatile cameo, but the issue is all of these options cost his entire cameo meter and it takes a long time to fill back up. And as a result, most players just skipped over poor Darius, and I think NetherRealm felt bad, so they gave him an entirely new move. Check this out. Yeah, he comes in from behind the opponent and just does an overhead. And unlike every other option you've seen so far, check out the meter. It only cost half a circle instead of the full thing. That's a very big deal. But the most interesting thing about this attack by far is it can only be done if the opponent's on the ground or very close to hitting the ground. Literally no other cameo character has this requirement, so Darius is very unique when it comes to this move. However, at the same time, that requirement does make sense because imagine how overpowered it would be if you could call in a free overhead from behind whenever you wanted to. That would be quite ridiculous. So with all that explanation out of the way, it's time to finally explain why this new attack is so overpowered. If you time your low attack to hit right after the overhead heal from Darius, you get a full combo on the opponent. Instead of being knocked down, they'll be juggled like this. Booyakasha! That's right, if done correctly, this almost impossible to block mix-up leads to a full combo every single time. And already that's really good, but don't forget, this can be done anytime you knock the opponent down, or in other words, at the end of any combo, you can summon Darius and go for this really hard to block mix-up. And to make things even better, this also hits twice really quickly, which means it beats every armored wake-up in the game if timed properly, which is just one more reason this new move is crazy. For pretty much any character in the game, Darius can make a fantastic cameo partner, but he's even better for characters like Raiden because look at this string, 3 different lows. And did I mention you can delay the heal to hit later? Because you absolutely can. As long as you hold the cameo button, you can delay the hit and then still get a full combo. So the opponent has to guess, when's the overhead gonna come? The first low? The second low? Or is he gonna wait for all 3 lows and then call the overhead? They have to keep guessing. And that's why I think Raiden and Darius are such a good pairing. If you're not playing this team with Raiden, then what are you even doing? Every single knockdown leads to a guaranteed mix-up that has like 3 different mind games built into it. Is it gonna be this low, or this low then overhead, or the third low and then overhead? The opponent has to constantly keep guessing after every single knockdown. As mentioned earlier, this new cameo attack is really good, but even without this move, I think Darius is a great partner for Raiden, and let me show you why. After watching enough tournaments, you'll learn really quickly that Raiden players love this move on block, and that's because of all the chip damage. Look at Reptile's health bar just melt away from a single special. Already that block damage is crazy, but now combine it with Darius and check out this damage. Oh my gosh, we've pretty much doubled it, and look at that, -7 on block. That means I'm completely safe, and also look at the pushback, I'm really far away. Once again, Darius and Raiden are a fantastic team, and this chip damage is just one more example as to why. Because guess what? The same update that gave Darius a brand new move also made this sequence even better. If you do the entire sequence for Darius, then his cameo meter starts refilling right away, and it refills faster than it did before. I mean, just look at that thing go. After one throw and a baby combo, Darius is already back and ready for more overhead nonsense setups. In fact, that's one more reason this new attack is so good, and I don't see many people talking about it. You can summon Darius, hold him down, and then scare the opponent into blocking as you move your way in to close the gap. That's going to be really good if your character is very aggressive and doesn't have many ways to counter keep away. For example, just imagine you're fighting Shang Tsung and you manage to score the knockdown, but oh no, he's really far away. Don't sweat it. Just summon Darius, Darius, do the overhead, and then make your way in while the opponent is blocking. Darius is so good for so many reasons now. I think he might be a top 3 cameo in this game. And one more time, I want to make this extra clear. If you do the entire sequence with Darius, his meter starts refilling right away and it refills faster than before. It does not matter which option you choose, just make sure to do the entire sequence. This buff is a much bigger deal than many players realize, because even if done at the end of a long combo, this sequence can do so much damage. Or, if you prefer, you can actually end the sequence like this, which leads to a similar overhead setup, only this time it's backwards. You want your low attack to land slightly before the heal, which I know might sound confusing, but the reason why the timing is different is because the heal now launches the opponent, whereas before it knocks down, and you're technically interrupting the knockdown to keep the combo going yourself. So one more time, just to be clear, if you do the raw overhead, your low has to land slightly after the heal. However, if you do this setup instead, then your low has to land before the overhead. The main takeaway from this video is Darius's new mix-up is ridiculously good and makes him an even better cameo than he already was. So if any of you watching have not tried Darius yet as your cameo partner, then make sure to start training with him today. You're not going to regret it. He's a really, really good character now, and I think NetherRealm did that on purpose. They want more people to use this guy. Alright, but next up, let's talk SubZero, because his ice clone is completely different now. Before, if you spent bar on this move, you would get 3 ice clones and it cost you 2 full bars, which was obviously ridiculous. That's way too much meter for an attack that goes away almost instantly, so NetherRealm updated this move. So now, if you press block at the exact same time as the attack, you get just a single ice clone, but it stays on screen for twice as long as the regular ice clone, and that's a super big deal, because get this, if you do a forward throw, it knocks the opponent into the ice clone and gives you enough time to start off a full combo. That's right, baby, the Ice Clone Corner mix-up is back from Mortal Kombat X, and it feels so good. And keep in mind that this doesn't have to be done in the corner. As long as the opponent is close enough to your clone, it should work, but obviously in the corner, the opponent can't back away from the clone, and therefore this setup is much more powerful. Now, of course, the combo damage is not going to be crazy high, because you start the combo by freezing the opponent, but even so, don't forget, these combos start often unblockable, and when combined with certain cameos, the damage can get pretty good, almost 30%, which I think is great for an unblockable combo starter. And real quick, to end this video, a bit of advice. Darius is a fantastic partner for SubZero, and that's because almost every SubZero combo ends with the opponent really close thanks to his slide. And you guessed it, every time you knock the opponent down, you can summon Darius and get a full combo off a hard to block mix-up. But then on top of that, SubZero is one of the few characters who can easily combo into the forward cameo, which also leads into the overhead mix-up. And in case you're curious, the combo is quite easy. Just do anything into Ice Clone and then just summon Darius with the forward cameo. Boom, there's the setup. And there you have it, everyone, the new attacks in Mortal Kombat 1 explained as best I could. As you can see, they are quite strong. In fact, you could argue they're a bit overpowered. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And then while you're down there, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It helps my channel out a ton. And then finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs. Top Tier is the perfect comic for fighting game fans, so click my link down below to pre-order right now, because a lot of these products are exclusive and won't be available after the campaign ends, so you have to be fast. But first, let me show you some of these products because they're awesome. For starters, there's 3 different covers to choose from, some of which will never be available again, which makes them the perfect collector's item, but once again, you have to buy soon. And here's my favorite part. No matter what you pre-order, you get 6 trading cards for free. The front of the card has incredible artwork, while the back tells you tons of awesome facts about the character. But guess what? The more funding this campaign gets, the more cards that will be added to your purchase for free. Which means you definitely want to spread the word and tell everybody you know about Top Tier, because the more purchases we make means more free stuff for you. And guess what? There's also clothing options and awesome posters to choose from as well. So one last time, please click the link down below and pre-order your Top Tier products today. They're not going going to be available for very long. This comic book campaign is by far the most ambitious thing I've ever done, and I'm honestly really nervous, but I love fighting games and I love writing comic books, so I just had to combine the two and share my passion with you all. So if you love comic books too, or love fighting games, or simply enjoy my content, please check out Top Tier today and spread the word to everybody you know. I'm just one person, I'm not some giant corporation, which is why I'm counting on you all. Let's make history together. Let's make the Top Tier comic book a big success.